It's Wednesday night, folks, and you know what that means. What does it mean, Jay Mack?
It's time for Kev and Banter with me, Jay Mack, and him.
Kev. So, box office banter again this week, and today we will be talking about this amazing family movie, Jungle Cruise. It's a Disney film, which was class. J Mac, you really enjoyed it. You've seen it before me, and you were like, Kev, hold on, don't do this.
Aye,
Off.
we will get into it shortly, what we both really thought about it. But I'll let you know in advance that we both quite liked it.
It's definitely, there's a reason that it's doing so well on the Rotten Tomatoes. So stick with us, folks. We're going to get into the movie, but first, we just want to talk to you about what's going on in Bathgate Cinema. J Mac, what movie are you looking forward to seeing when it comes to going to see it in Bathgate Cinema?
Believe it or not, I'm actually now looking forward to next week's box office banter, which I never thought I would. But I definitely am for what I've seen about the film. It's the Suicide Squad, which is coming next week. And I've seen a lot of stuff about it and some clips and stuff where I think that they might have done a lot of things that the first one got wrong, right? And I'm looking forward to the Suicide Squad. What about yourself then?
I mean, that's something I would like to see. For me, Halloween in October is going to be the absolute beast. But let's see what's on Bathgate Cinema.
Oh, hi, Top Gun 2.
Top Gun 2. So we're going to just kind of bash through this part here to keep you guys entertained. So Jungle Cruise, we're not going to talk about that because we're going to talk about that, right? And that starts on Thursday the 12th, which is tomorrow, and you'll be able to see that right up to Thursday the 19th. We have Paw Patrol the movie from 12th of August right up to the 19th.
My wife took my son to see that today.
Aye.
She said it was all right. It was watchable. So that's I'd probably get a 2 thumbs up for a film like that. I actually remember seeing a trailer for it when I went to see Space Jam in Arbroath Cinema, and the trailer made for Paw Patrol. It looked all right. You know what I mean? It's clearly had some decent money spent on it. So I take your wains to see that.
You know, it's funny. Every time I have Paw Patrol on, which isn't as much nowadays, right? But when it was, I just thought it was really funny that the mayor's called Mayor Humdinger. Like, that's your name. If you were the mayor, you'd be Mayor Humdinger.
I can't argue with that one. I have to say.
Mayor Humdinger. Like,
Mayor
see when they're all sitting around the box, right? And they're giving it the patter, right, guys? We've got all the characters. We've got Ryder. We've got Chase and all the cool wee dogs. What shall we name the mayor? It's not coming to me. Somebody goes like that. Oh, sorry, lads. I had an omelette this morning. They're like that. Humdinger, yeah, Humdinger.
do you remember? I think it was Despicable Me 3, and there was this agent. He was like the top agent that was coming in to take over, or he was a baddie. I can't remember. Anyway, his name was Ramsbottom, right? And at one point during the film, they caught. He's like, shut up, sheep's butt. And he's like, it's Ramsbottom. Sheep's butt.
My favorite guy for Despicable Me is the third one. What's his name? Bastion Brat.
Balthazar Brat.
Balthazar
He's brilliant. He's the best baddie ever.
He is absolutely everything I love about a baddie. Suicide Squad. So we'll be covering this next week.
We shall.
Maybe we won't be. Nah, we will. Right. So that's on tomorrow. And probably on more than tomorrow. I think that's just the website does do its updates. Free Guy, that looks class, and I really want to see that. This will be cool. So Friday the 13th of August, right up to the Thursday the 19th of August, you can go see that. Mamma Mia, again, really cool event. Go ahead, check it out. The guys at Bathgate Cinema always put on a show. So check that out on 27th of August. Mamma Mia, Here I Go Again. Will you be going again? Well, if you enjoy the first one, I imagine you'll go to the second one. And that is on the 28th of August. So make sure you do that. Again, always something extra with the guys at the cinema. This one, I guarantee you will sell out. Grease. Grease is the word. I got meaning. Something like that, isn't it?
I don't know.
It's something like that. Grease's 40th anniversary. You guys have to dress up and you'll get a free cocktail inside the establishment. So do that.
Is that true? Are you just making it up?
I had a conversation with Ross and he said it sounded like a good idea. So
it doesn't mean it's happening. Hey, we get a lot of good ideas. It doesn't mean they all happen.
Most of them do. So Stay tuned for that one. Next week we can confirm or deny. And of course, on the 29th of October, 30th of October, and the 31st, we have Rocky Horror Picture Show. Tickets still remaining for the 31st. Go buy your tickets because something really cool will happen there, just like it does in every other screening. So we're here today. Well, we're gathered here today to talk about an awfully class movie. And and the really cool thing is if you enjoy such family movies, you're going to enjoy what we're talking about. That is right. Jungle Cruise. We have Jungle Cruise to talk about today. But before we chat about that, I would like to pull up this comment. It's Alana Franchitti, and she says, Hi Alana. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for everyone that joined us. If you want to tell us what you thought about the movie, tell us what you thought about cinema, tell us what you think about cinema and movies in general, pop a comment in the comment section and we will get back to you on that. If you're watching this or listening to this in the archives and it's not live, make sure you tune in live because this is where all the fun and the magic happens. But if you're listening to it anyway, thank you for listening. Tell your pals. Maybe we'll get a wee review. But onto the show. Here is the trailer for Jungle Cruise.
There they are!
Frank, follow me.
Chopper!
Oh, God, sorry, Frank.
Sorry, strong form.
My name is Dr. Lily Houghton. My brother and I are looking for passage upriver.
What's out there in the jungle? It's not a fun vacation.
Well, I'm not here for a vacation.
Legend has it that there is a tree that possesses unparalleled healing power. It will change medicine forever.
And you need someone to help you find it. Here we go.
Sometimes it just needs a bit of a...
Nobody touches my engine but me. What did I just...
There you go.
We're gonna do this together.
Haven't you been dreaming about adventure?
She was always chasing after some far-fetched idea. There's no such thing as curses.
Everything that you see wants to kill you. And can. Do you want to turn back?
Nope, just getting started. Oh my gosh.
Illusion!
Torpedo.
Oh my...
Illusion!
Yeah, so there goes a copyright strike. So if you didn't see that in the archives, if you're watching via YouTube and there was no trailer there, it's because it's been copyright stricken. We've had this issue, but hey, who cares?
Who cares?
J Mac.
Yeah, what you might be thinking when you watch that trailer is, okay, it just looks like another generic action adventure film with some magic in it. And to some extent, you're right. But what I would say is that it's got all the best elements of those films in it. And it done a damn fine job. What do you think?
Well, when the movie started and it's Nothing Else Matters that's playing, I was like, well, we're on to something here. I was like, oh, we're going here. It was really cool. Do you know what I found, though? I found that every parallel is very much, this is the Mummy, the first Mummy with Brendan Fraser, right? The American with the two English brother and sister. It is so that.
My impression of the film on the whole is basically that it was the best elements of all the best films like that. For me, that there was the best elements of The Mummy, Indiana Jones, Pirates of the Caribbean. That all the best elements of these films are in there, and I just think it was really well executed, well cast as well. I mean, The Rock's just in everything now. You just can't help but see The Rock and stuff. Emily Blunt is just endlessly entertaining. Jack Whitehall, when I first seen him show up, I was like, oh, but then he did fine. He did a really good job. He actually even got to kick some ass in it, which you see a bit of in the trailer. But Aye.
He's Jack Whitehall. He's in day-to-day life. He is quite a masculine kind of guy, and in this, he played the opposite of that very, very well. That you would think, in real life, I bet he is.
I would never describe Jack Whitehall as masculine.
No.
He's always had a bit of this about him. You know, I've never seen him. I wouldn't say he's a man's man. He's a posh boy. That's what he is. He's a posh boy.
But he's not what he portrays in the movie.
Giving it away, sake. I'm not going
He's
to do it.
gay.
I think that's a bit of a spoiler, to be honest.
Is it? From the first moment you see him, is it really a spoiler?
But I mean, he was charming. He was funny. Also, this film has got so many dad jokes in it that dads will love it.
Loved it. Loved every element of that. I was pissing myself every time The Rock made a dad joke.
It's just hearing them coming from him as well. It's just
the one about the eyes.
And also the special effects in this film are pretty damn good. I don't think the trailer shows them as good as they actually appear when you see them on the big screen. It's it's as good as it can be at this point. Do you know what I mean? Can you tell it's CGI a lot of the time? Aye, but it's bloody good. Also, I mentioned this the other night when we were talking to Tibor Takas from the director of The Gate. I mentioned that there was a film that I watched recently that had that colour in it that I've missed since I was a kid, and it's that pinky purple colour that always showed up in these mystical things. That colour is back with a vengeance, and I was so happy to see it.
It was this movie was predictable but yet unpredictable, if that makes sense. I kind of thought the ending was going to be different. I thought the ending was going to be him fading away, kind of thing.
So we know he doesn't fade away now.
Stop highlighting it, John. You just highlighted it. I think.
God.
And you know what? It gets to the point. This movie gets to a point where you start to predict The Rock's next move. His character.
Aye, I mean, is it predictable? Aye, but it's a family adventure film. They're supposed to be somewhat predictable, you know. But I have to say, I did jump a couple of times. There's a couple of wee jump scares in there. Maybe a wee bit too much for the very young viewers. I think it is a 12A though, if I'm not mistaken. Don't get me wrong, it's no horror film, but there was a couple of bits where I was like, "Ooh, you bastard, you got me."
Which part was that?
I'm not telling you. That's a spoiler.
I can't think of any parts that made me jump.
I'll tell you off air.
Oh, J Mac. I think it was hyped up. You hyped up to me, and I get why you hyped up to me. It was fun. It's a fun family movie. It's got. By the way, how good was the bad guy in that? The guy from Breaking Bad who plays Todd.
Yeah, that's Jesse Plemons. He is a great actor, by the way. In fact, I watched Like Mike with my son the other day, and he played the bully in that.
He's a kid bully, eh?
Aye, it's the same guy. Is he a handsome guy? No, but he's a damn fine actor. He actually looks a bit like me when I'm angry.
Well, he was really good in that, and you know what's funny? At first, I thought, right, so it's not a spoiler essentially, right? But see, when he starts stabbing folk, I was like, is this a kid's film? Is this a kid's movie? I thought, we just turned the Godfather on.
It's a 12A, I'm sure. But I think the Pirates of the Caribbean, most of them are.
But man, he was cutting throats and everything.
No,
I was like,
even I was a bit taken aback. I was like,
okay. He's like, you just tell them my name, aye? Stab me. I was like, what?
I spent the whole film like me and my wife were debating like if he was supposed to be like Russian or German or whatever. Like I actually googled it at one point because Prince Joachim is his name, and I googled it.
It's Joachim.
And I googled his name, and it turns out there was a Prince Joachim.
And coming to America.
He was from Prussia. Right, I was like, I don't know about Prussia. Maybe I don't know. But I seen the word Russia in there. All right, he's Russian. And then there's a moment. Russia. There's a moment at the end where you go, no, he's definitely German.
At the very end. I loved that. I
And
loved
as soon
that.
as it happened, I just turned to wife. I was like, yeah, he's joking.
Well, it was.
I'm out. I was going to stand up. I've not got any trousers on.
Stand up. Just stand up. Come on, get it done. While I said The Godfather, I want to just kind of get a wee bit of interest in movie trivia here for The Godfather, right? No, I'm only kidding. I've got shorts on. So here's a wee fun story. The guy that wrote the Godfather, right, wrote the book, and then he was like, right, I'll make it into a screenplay. Made it into a screenplay. It got made, and The Godfather was a success, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was like, right, if I'm going to do the second one, I probably should learn how to do proper screenplay. So he bought a book on how to write screenplay, and he opened it, and in it, like the first part of learning how to do screenplay, they used The Godfather as an example. And they're like, look at the technique he's done here and all. He's like,
Oh, that's brilliant. That's brilliant.
imagine that. You're like, I better learn how to screenplay. You get a book, How to Screenplay, and it uses your first movie as an example of the best screenwriting work. How cool is that?
I mean, that would have been great during the podcast about The Godfather.
Mate, because I mentioned Godfather, I thought it's a wee tidbit.
Okay.
That would wee bit of movie trivia for you. Which, by the way, today is my turn on the trivia.
True or false trivia?
Hi man, it's been a long day. True or false trivia. So I think I'm going to win again this week. I win every other week. So before we get to true or false trivia, I do just want to kind of say our last wee bits about Jungle Cruise sequel. Is there going to be a sequel?
100%. I think that this is going to be successful. I think this is going to make Pirates of the Caribbean money. But people have to go and see it. They have to know that it is good and it's not just another wee generic daft film. It is actually good. You know what really doesn't do it justice is the title. Disney's Jungle Cruise. It just doesn't sound as good as the film actually is.
What would you name it if you had to choose something else?
Rock the Boat.
Oh, I'll rock the boat.
I don't know. I've not thought about it. But Jungle Cruise, it just I don't know. Just a bit of a naff title. But
what about the Jungle Run?
See, the problem is that they're kind of stuck with the name because it's based on another Disney theme park ride. So they were stuck with that name. There's nothing they could do about it.
That's ridiculous.
So it's one of these. But again, Pirates of the Caribbean was also a theme park ride. It's based on it normally goes the other way. You get theme park rides based on movies, but Disney a number of times now, by the way, I've done it the other way around, which is just mental.
That's mad. And these are well revered kind of rides because that fella that's going on the show soon, Dustin, who wrote a couple of books, wrote about the Amity one, the Jaws ride.
Aye.
He wrote a book about that ride, so must have been some ride.
Last time I read a book about a ride, I had to put it down. After about 3 minutes.
Oh God! Here's what we've resorted to.
Family show.
It would be quite cool to see what the sequel could be, especially when you use elements of the characters and like the Rock's character. Like, do you get to be in the sequel? Like,
We'll find out.
You know what I mean?
There are sequels to be had.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Will they be as good as the first one? Probably not, but they're going to happen.
It does happen sometimes. Sometimes there are movies that
like The Godfather 2.
wasn't as good as the first. I don't think so.
Very actually, no, it's one of the ones, but it's like Terminator 2. They say the second one's better than the first.
Well, that's because he'd learned how to write script.
By reading his own stuff.
he done his own masterclass. Which is class, right?
It's class.
So are you giving this movie a thumbs up, J Mac? Was it worth seeing in Basket Cinema?
I give it a definite thumbs up. It's it's amazing on the big screen. I noticed on IMDb it's sitting at like a 6.7. I'd give it a solid 7.5 out of 10. Really good fun film. Good for all the family. Just expect a wee jump every now and again. And that's it. That's what I think.
It does. It puts me back. It takes me back to watching The Mummy, and I think I'm going to go back and watch that original trilogy, maybe the first two. Again, another movie that look at The Mummy. Mummy the Returns was great as well.
Except for the Rock CGI.
It was a bit cartoonish, which is The Rock's first movie.
Have you seen that somebody, one of the guys that does the deep fakes, has redone that scene with the Scorpion King, and it looks a lot better.
Also, he also done the Luke Skywalker. It's not even a spoiler. And then Disney hired him.
Yeah.
Great. Yep. I love that. I think that's amazing.
Well done. You'll do it right next time. I mean, imagine, like, one film I remember is like Tron Legacy, how they de-aged Jeff Bridges and stuff like that, and it was cool at the time, but something's always wrong with the way the face moves or the way the mouth looks. It's like they open their mouths and it's just black, like it's teeth and blackness. They can never get the inside of their mouth right, but they're starting to do it right. And congratulations to that guy for being hired by that company at the top left.
Exactly.
And far left.
That's true. Oh, no, you left me hanging twice. Not going for that a third time. Not going for it for a third time. And if you're watching if you're listening to this on Spotify, Google Play, and all those places that you can find this podcast, you would have seen that we just gestured to each other. That's why you got to check us out on YouTube. So please do come and catch us live. It'll be class for you. So without further ado, Jay Mack, do you know what it's time for?
It's time for true or false trivia.
Incorrect.
That's him on the spot. You're still using that.
Mate, do you never read the show format that I sent you?
Yeah, of course I do. Do I remember it? Nope.
Can you not see it right now? No.
No, I'm looking at us right now. I've got something ready on my phone for your question, but I don't have the show notes in front of me.
If you did have the show notes in front of you, you would know it's time for
That's him on the spot.
It's on the spot, a time where J Mac puts me on the spot, and that's it.
Yep. So I am putting Kevin on the spot. In fact, play it again just for fun.
Well, you need to go and lead up to it.
It's time to put Kevin. That's him on the spot.
At me on the spot.
Alrighty. Right. So on the spot, as I mentioned briefly a little while ago, this isn't the first time that Disney have made a film based on a theme park ride. They have done it numerous times before with Haunted Mansion, Tomorrowland, Mission to Mars, The Country Bears, Pirates of the Caribbean, Dinosaur, and Tower of Terror. Okay, so clearly this is something that's been done before. Which theme park ride do you think they should make a film about next?
Oh, I'm on the spot, man. That's me on the spot, my man. The thing is,
think of ones that you've been on. Even if it's something crap like the cages at the gallery.
All right, that could be quite cool. The Tagada.
What's that?
Well, there's all different names for it, but where I'm from, it's called the Tagada. Says it in the big sign. It's like a big circle with seats all around it, and then everybody sits, and then to show that you're hardcore, when it goes round really fast, you put your hands up like that so folk know you're not a pussy, right? You're like that. Look at me, I'm hard. Folk will know you're hard when you got your hands up, right? So it goes round, and then it starts to bounce like this, and that's when people that had their hands up like that, oh, whoa, I'm no falling off this. But if you're proper hard, man, they stay up and you're like that. You even give them the wee, you give them no, it'll no get me, see, no get me, right? The hands have to stay up, otherwise.
The last time I was on that ride, right?
Did you have your hands up?
No, did not. But last time I was on that ride, there was a teenager storming about it. This was before it had even started, storming about the ride, looking for a bag of cocaine they lost.
That sounds a bit right.
In fact, I was there with you. I was at Whitburn Gallery.
What's that?
I was there with you and your wee brother.
Aye.
Maybe. Do you remember that?
Vaguely.
Maybe you didn't go on the ride way, but I think it might have just been me and Adam that went on it.
I
But
would have went on that.
there was a guy.
Because I'm hard.
There was a boy. Couldn't he been any older than 15 or 16, raging
Aye.
because he'd lost his cocaine?
Well, get this right. Last time I was on it, every time I've ever been on it, there's always like 4 preteens with their short skirts all the way up past their face. I don't know what, like, if dress appropriately for going on something that's going to knock you all over the joint. You get me? And there's always some Jake Ball sitting there half asleep on it. And then
So what's the storyline in Disney's The Tagada?
The Tagada. So basically, what happens is someone has like a crystal, right? It gets lost.
Of course.
Some crystal, you get me? Right? They've got a crystal. They're on the Tagada. It goes round and round and round, right? And then because some wee shaman put a curse on the Tagada, what happens is this. When it goes round, it activates the portal. And the guy's like, hands up. I'm hard, man. I'm hard. Right? Out his pocket pops the crystal, through into the portal. Then they all fall into the portal.
The crystal is called the Methalus, by the way.
Now they need to find the Methalus to get back to Earth because they're stuck in Metropolis. And now they kind of get out. They kind of get out.
Man.
Right?
Metropolis straws there.
Metropolis is where Meth Man's kicking about. He's like Superman, but he's actually bad. He's bad for you. He does everything the opposite of what Superman does.
He's like Superman, but he's got bad skin and there's no home.
So that's basically my thoughts on that one.
All right. Okay. Sounds good to me, man. Thank you for playing this week's.
This week's what?
That's him on the spot, man.
That's right. That was on the spot, and now it's time for True or False Trivia, the game where I take trivia, I give it to Jay Mack, he tells me if it's true or false, and I tell him when he's wrong. True or False Trivia. Is the trivia correct? Is it incorrect? We'll let Jay Mack decide.
Let's go.
Here we go. and just for the audience and confirm for the tape, you have not, before checking the trivia on this movie or in any way seen in any shape or form any behind the scenes details.
I have not.
Okay, then let's progress with True or False Trivia. Here we go. Many of the puns Frank uses are taken directly from the Disney park attraction on which the ride is based. These so bad they're good jokes are one of the reasons why Jungle Cruise skippers are so important to the ride experience.
True.
What makes you think it's true? Like,
Don't know. It just sounds true.
I'm only going to give you one chance to change your answer. Are you
True.
sure it's true?
True.
You sure?
Yeah.
Like last chance to change it.
Yep.
It's true. Okay, second one, right?
That would have been a shallow victory if you won by 1, and it was because I changed my mind there.
I know. You're like, right, okay, false. I'm like, wrong. It was true. It was true. Stupid.
remember, in fact, I'm going to just talk about you throwing me under the bus again for a second here. I just remember.
Did you watch it back?
I don't know if we're talking about the same thing here, but in fact, I don't think we are. No, okay. But we, on a few nights ago, we did a live show with the director of The Gate, Tibor Takas, and I said to you before we started the show, just confirm how to pronounce his name. They prefer that. I mean, it's a hard name. Like you can't look at it and just assume you're saying it right because it's got like wee accents and stuff on it. So just ask him because he'd rather you ask and got it right than try to say it and not do it right. So anyway, what you said to him was, "Am I right in saying that you pronounce your name Tibor Takas?" And he's like, "No, it's Takas." And you're like, "J-Mac, you told me it was Takas." Again, I specifically told you to ask him how to say it.
It's like that. He tells me
Asshole.
He tells me the correct pronunciation of his name, and I do this to you.
You give me the wife look.
You tell me it was Takak.
Anyway.
I thought you were referring to the moment where Jimmy Chisholm walked on stage and you were like, "Hi, Jimmy, and you played who in Braveheart?" And he was like, "The Gunter Guild Wallace." And then you were ready to move on, and I was like, "Aye, and who was that, J Mac?" And you're like,
I did have it written down, but can you find the right card quick enough? Aye. Anyway,
there's a few times I've done that live on stage.
If you haven't seen it yet, go back, go watch it. It was a live Q&A with Sandy Nelson and Jimmy Chisholm from Braveheart that we did on the 31st of July at Bathgate Cinema. Go back and watch it on YouTube. It was the last video we put out.
Yes, it's on
awesome fun.
Awesome
fun.
Twitch everywhere you can find stuff. So here we go. Second question. Frank describes himself as a skipper. This title is given to Disney cast members who act as tour guides in the parks. Famous former skippers include Kevin Costner and John Lancaster.
True.
False.
It was John Lancaster.
It was Kevin Costner and John Lasseter. So that's one to me and one to you.
Asshole.
The main theme in the opening is an instrumental version of Metallica's Nothing Else Matters. It can be heard sometimes throughout the movie. However, this was a live version.
False.
True. You're true. Like, it's false.
It's like... false. True. It's false.
I'm just playing with you. I'm playing with you.
He'd be awesome on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
I know. You've just
Congratulations.
lost them.
You've just lost it.
It's like, you've just lost £1 million. Is what I would be saying if you hadn't won.
You're a pest, man.
Okay, here we go. There are several elements from the park attraction featured in the trailer. The most notable is the backside of water gag that most of the cast members use during the attraction.
True.
False.
What minor details did you get me on this time?
No, nothing. It was just all false.
All right, that's fair enough.
Nilo's bird is named Rosita. This may be a reference to another Disneyland attraction, the Enchanted Tiki Room, in which one of the line is "Whatever happened to Rosita?"
True.
False.
Let's see where this is going.
The film is set in South America, where Disneyland ride is set in rivers all over the world.
This is how we know you're a really creative person. Because you're really good at just making shit up.
So, what's your...
Sorry, I missed the last question. I was too busy getting annoyed.
The film is set in South America, where the Disneyland ride is set in rivers all over the world.
True.
False.
That's what I would be saying if it wasn't true.
Okay, opening credits start at the 15 minutes mark.
True.
That is true.
Yeah, I remember that. I kind of it stood out. I was like, "Oh, I wasn't seeing the credits yet."
In the movie, Edgar Ramirez plays Spanish conqueror Lope de Aguirre. In real life, Ramirez is born in Caracas, Venezuela.
False. I think he's Mexican.
It's true. Here's Nellian, right? In 2011, Tom Hanks and Tim Allen were in talks to star in different iterations of the project.
False.
True.
What's the point? It's like, you know, when you're sitting through an exam at school that you just did not study for. That's what it feels like right now. I'm just like, oh, Dad's gonna kill me.
Here we go. When Lily is trying to recover the arrowhead from the restoration room, one of the researchers is scraping barnacles from a ship cannon, a nod to the Black Pearl, the ship from the Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl, and sequels.
True.
False. Trader Sam.
I'm not doing this again.
Trader Sam is depicted as a man in the original Disney Parks attraction, though he also wears a top hat.
True.
False. Emily Blunt's fourth Disney film. There are 3 previous to this.
True.
False. Yeah, last question, okay. 2 of
False.
Aguirre. It's true. Failed. And that's what happens.
Let him smoke.
I mean, that was class. Oh, look, it's time for.
And that's the question. That's the time over.
The quietest part of the show every week. Question time, where we put it to you, the listeners, and no one chats to us. Do you think it's because we go live at 9 o'clock?
It could be, or it could be that we. Do you know what it is? We've already answered every question anybody could have thought of anyway. So nothing like that.
False. Is what I would be saying if it wasn't true. Well, we'll kind of just do our last 5 minutes before we wrap this up. I've had fun watching this movie. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed playing True or False Trivia. However, I do have a confession to make, J-Mac.
What?
Everything I read was true. Absolutely everything. It was off of the trivia.
So I won like yeah, didn't I?
Kinda, because the ones you said were false. They were actually true.
I only said like one was false.
You said more than one was false. So we'll call it a draw, right?
No.
Aye. You would never have known.
Right. I lost, so we'll call it a draw.
But you'd have never known if it wasn't for me telling you.
That doesn't mean it's right. That doesn't mean that you're doing a good thing. That doesn't mean it's a draw.
It is. Listen, there was too many questions there to go back and tally it up either, so we didn't even know who won or lost. It was just meant to be fun, so
we do.
I won. We'll call it down the middle. It's a draw. That's a draw.
It's your show, mate.
But we'll agree it's a draw, right?
No.
No, it's what I would be saying if I didn't agree. Oh, that's hilarious. But I'm really looking forward to something that we're going to see next week. J-Mac, tell the fine folks what we're going to be seeing next week.
We are, like I mentioned at the start, because I didn't look at this properly. We're doing the Suicide Squad next week. I don't know why. I don't know. There seems to be a trend now in naming sequels something exactly the same as or very close to the first. Getting a bit silly. To be honest, I thought it was like they'd done the Snyder Cut release of Justice League. I thought it was maybe another similar thing where they gave the director the chance to release a good film, because the first Suicide Squad is a steaming hot pile of poop. But this one actually does look very good. Seen a lot of good stuff about it. Even the great Mark Kermode enjoyed it somewhat, and that's hard, especially with that type of film for him. And I've seen some clips. John Cena seems quite funny in it. Everybody seems quite funny in it, so I'm looking forward to it.
John Cena's doing amazing in Hollywood right now. I actually digging his work. So, I mean, I was never any doubt that he'd be great because he's the same kind of work horse as The Rock is. So I can't imagine it wouldn't be any good. So,
He's kicking ass and kissing ass at the same time.
and that's the bottom line. Because you
What?
can't see me. Oh, some wrestling stuff there. You never got it, did you?
No. I just know how to do a wrestling voice.
Yeah. That's what you're missing. Well,
Don't take this ass whipping personally, son.
Hey, that used to be on a Talking Teddy, didn't it?
No, I remember it was from WWE SmackDown on the PlayStation 1 or 2.
I've got that still. Wait there.
Yeah, I think it's the PlayStation 1. I'm sure it is. In fact, it will be because I was about 13 or 14 when I played it. Ah, that'll be the one. There's China. Oh, like me old China.
She did.
She did. China got a vagina out and then died.
And on that note, it's been fantastic chatting with you all.
This has not been PG tonight, but I had fun.
Well, it's no PG anyway. It's 9 o'clock, mate. We were never meant to
We're
have PG.
past the internet watershed that doesn't exist.
Aye. We're just trying to not get banned. Like, that's the bar.
How would I
Right. On that note, lads, before we actually get banned, I'm gonna say farewell. This coming Sunday, we will be watching Crispy's Curse. Look at that.
Well done. What was the last week? Krusty's Chris. Crispy. It was Crispy's Cross.
Crispy's crust and everything, man. We will be watching Crispy's.
It's Crispy's.
We'll be eating Rice Krispies and watching Crispy's Curse. Ha ha ha. And we want you guys to come and watch it along with us. We actually had to reschedule that to this Sunday because we had T-Bar on there on Sunday. And that was
Why did you do a wee goofy laugh there? Yeah, we had T-Bar on Sunday.
Because it's like that. Sorry, but we had T-Bar. Just we had T-Bar on. So
we did, and it was great fun.
Yeah, so we had to reschedule our Crispy's Curse. Crispy's Curse. Crispy's Curse.
You're right.
Aye. So we had
Curse.
We had to reschedule the masterpiece that's known as Crispy's Curse to this Sunday. So make sure you open your Amazon Prime. I'll check if it's on YouTube, but I think it's just Amazon Prime. Open it up, hit the button play. When we hit play, watch along with us and type in the comments what you're thinking. We'll read them out in the show and you'll get our reactions. You can check out our watch along from Killer Sofa, which was a chair, by the way. That was an armchair. That wasn't a sofa. But you can check that one out and go ahead and watch along with that. It's on YouTube. You can also find it here wherever you're watching it, and you can hear it here if you're listening on Spotify. But always do check us out on YouTube, on social media. Make sure to go to Bathgate Cinema, www.bathgatecinema.co.uk. Get your tickets to anything you want to see. Keep it local. Support the guys. They support us. They support you. Let's keep it fresh, and we will see you guys on Sunday.
One more thing. If you like this podcast, or even if you don't, give us 5 stars review on iTunes because it helps us grow.
It helps us grow. Making it paper again. You remember that advert?
Here's us the new 1, 2.
Here's us a month ago, baby. Here's us now. Any spare change, mate?
We got shadow banned.
Aye. What happened there?
Thanks for watching.
That's another show. Take it easy, guys. We'll see you Sunday.